Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
ACHTUNG Cthulhu
Yay.
is what we're playing today. Last week was the first episode of ACHTUNG Cthulhu with our heroes from Section M, the British Special Service, hunting down Nazis in France. Who are you guys playing?
I am Sven Nielsen.
I think that's all need to be said.
Yeah.
He lives in a fjord.
I am Corporal Sarah Walker with my trusty dog, Operly.
Australian.
Yeah, Antipodian.
Antipodian. That's all I had. We're gonna find out that's a horrible slur in 2 years after using it exclusively for Australia.
Yeah.
And I'm Private Dan Gregg, who's obviously an American.
And Sven has the magics.
Sven is magic.
I think we're going to see that magic happen finally. Pretty soon.
Right. When last we left our operatives, they were in a barn in the village of Saint-Sumac in France, trying to hunt down a Nazi leader of the Black Sun to find out what he was doing. They were hiding in a barn, and some bad guys came in and were looking for him, and now there's going to be a fight because Sarah and her dog, Operly, were discovered. So our scene opens with a Black Sun trooper, black uniform. In this case, since it's raining in Saint-Sumac, he's in this wet slicker. He's got a gas mask covering his face because that's what the Black Sun always wear because, they're faceless henchmen. And he's got an MP40. He's just jacked the slide on the MP40 because he's facing down Sarah Walker and her dog Operly, who are hiding in a stall in the barn. He screams something in German. Last week, everybody made their stealth check except for Corey, playing Sarah.
I failed.
And so that's why the Black Sun SS Trooper found her. So we're gonna have a fight. So the way initiative in this game works,
You assume there's going to be a fight.
yes.
What
yeah.
if she joins the SS? Could happen. Or at least Operly.
I don't believe it of the dog.
She doesn't speak German, so that might be difficult.
Okay.
They don't speak English.
She can learn.
They don't speak filthy Antipodian.
She made it to Corporal. She can learn. Smart gal.
She can't learn in the few seconds it's going to take him to shoot her.
Okay.
So the way initiative works...
Wait, let me pull up my Duolingo before you shoot.
Yeah. Ich bin... So there's no initiative roll in combat for this game. I, as the GM, pick the first player to start the combat, and generally it's whoever's... It would make most sense. I can pick an NPC when it's relevant. Generally, though, the game encourages me to pick a player. So, in this case, both Sven and Greg, Todd and Austin's characters, respectively, are hidden. You guys are essentially going to be acting from surprise. So, I'm going to say that your crit range on your opening attacks are equal to whatever skill you're using. And I think one of you should go first. It doesn't matter which one.
Sven, I think you're better at fighting.
Of course, my Norse.
Well, okay. I say one of you. Here's the other benefits. Neither of you will be attacked until you're revealed.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to wait, you could. Though at the moment, only Sarah and Operly are there to take damage. So that could be a bad idea.
Cool.
Well, Sven has his bow and arrows.
Yeah. If you
I was going to say we're still trying to be secret here, so we probably don't need to be opening fire with machine guns and such.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for you, there is a raging thunderstorm going on.
That's true, yeah.
So, Todd, where in the barn is Sven hidden?
Sven is behind the truck.
Okay, so Sven is hidden behind the truck. You can see the one trooper that kicked open the stall where Sarah and Operly were hiding. There's 4 others. One is just sitting near the door, kind of looking back, like, what is this disturbance? 3 others are advancing to support the finder.
Well, Sven is going to quietly draw his bow and arrow, and he is going to aim it at the one who has the gun pulled on Sarah and Operly.
So, you can do, on your turn, you can take one major action. You can spend a fortune point to take a second major action, but
So minor action is like moving and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
major is like kicking somebody's ass.
Yeah, minor is aim, prepare to do something, or move. So in this case,
It would be draw.
Or no. I assume your bow's already ready. So I say you can aim.
Oh, yes. Well, that would be good, yeah. It's very important to always aim your bow when you're shooting at a Nazi.
So mechanically, what that means is when you roll, you can re-roll 1d20.
Ooh.
Nice.
One of your 20s.
Let's see. I've got my info on my bow. Its focus is exotic. Its range is medium. 3
Yeah.
power. Its piercing. Its salvo is vicious. and its qualities are it's reliable and subtle.
Okay.
Just like Sven.
Just like Sven.
He's not subtle at all.
Subtle attacks us with this weapon or difficulty here, requiring a difficulty 2 insight plus observation test to notice. So you will remain hidden, Todd. They will have to try to find out, where did that come from? And so what you're going to roll is you're going to roll, I believe, coordination plus fighting.
My coordination is a 9, and my fighting is a 1, so a 10.
So 2 dice. You guys have no momentum. So you aimed, and you're shooting at the guy that just found Sarah, right?
Yes, the one who has the gun drawn.
Gotcha.
Okay, so my target is 10. Ooh, that's a 14 and a 16. I'm going to re-roll. And that's a 12.
Oh, shit. Can we assist him in any way? Or can Greg or...
No.
Okay.
You would have since he's going first, you would have had to say, I'm assisting on your turn.
Oh, okay.
And he would have had to roll successes to be able to use any of ours anyway.
Also true. So this arrow comes flying out of the darkness, flies straight past this trooper's face. Sarah sees this. He freaks out, stumbles back, just shoots into the darkness, and he is taking his action to look to figure out where that came from. So he's going to roll insight plus observation. 13 and a 3. So he got 1 success, and it's difficulty 2. So he does not see where Sven is. He points at Sarah and screams something in German. Corey, you're assuming it's like stay there or freeze or something.
Righto.
But that was his action. It is now either it's Sarah, Operly, or Dan.
So I'm also hidden. So
You're also hidden.
I think I would be able to kind of have the initiative to come forward and maybe take advantage.
Introduce myself. Hey, how you doing? I'm Greg. Have you guys ever considered not being Nazis?
So the 3 advancing back to join their comrade. They're now looking around for where that arrow came from. But then there's the one guy sitting on a hay bale by the front door. Rain still coming down in sheets, just looking back, somewhat disinterested. Perks up a little bit when the arrow comes by and thuds into the wall next to him. But he's smoking.
Right. And as he looks up at the arrow, I'm going to say Greg sneaks out of the shadows, still remaining hidden. And I'm going to try to take my thumb knife and sneak up behind the guy by the door and cut his throat.
So I'm just going to... You're not going to have to roll stealth or anything. So here's the way we'll do it. If you can take him out in one attack, you'll have a chance to get back into hiding before the others notice.
Okay.
If not, then, yeah, I mean, he's going to be screaming.
Yeah.
So that will give you away.
Yeah.
So since you're attacking from stealth, I'll let you use agility or brawn. That's
Okay,
your choice.
cool. Yeah, I'll use agility. That'll give me 1 extra. So trying to beat a total of 9.
Oh, God.
What's happening?
I rolled a 16 and an 18.
Jesus.
That's rough. I mean, you could spend a fortune to re-roll.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid what happens when we get to the Nazi chateau. I'll use a fortune.
Okay. You can re-roll as many as you want with a fortune.
Cool. I'm gonna re-roll both of them.
Good call.
Wise. What is happening?
17 and a 14.
Jesus.
Dan Gregg comes out of the shadows with his thumb knife. He's advancing on this.
Screaming, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Black Sun Trooper, quick and quiet. This guy turns around just at the exact wrong moment. The cigarette dangling from his lips. Ah, mein Gott! He stumbles backwards. Now you still, you would have had you use your minor action to move. So this guy's taking his turn. His MP40 is propped against the hay bale, so he struggles with his belt and pulls his Luger out. That's just going to be 1 success, which is enough to hit you.
Yeah, he did indeed shoot me.
Luger has 4 challenge die, so that's 1. That's nothing. So 2 stress.
Okay.
The sounds of gunfire echo through the barn. Half the troopers turn back towards the entrance. They see this guy shooting at Greg. There's bullets flying all around you. What is your total stress level right now, Austin?
Right now, I have 2 remaining. I've got a total of 5 stress because we already had 3 inflicted on us just from the.
You did.
Yeah.
Spanish, stress free.
It is now either Operly or Sarah.
So Sarah looks to Operly and squints and thinks hard at him. Well, here we go again, boy. You ready to kill a Nazi? And Operly looks back and goes,
The same bargain as last time applies. I will kill these men for belly scratches.
So I think Operly's gonna go.
Okay.
So we got the guy standing right by us.
Yep.
Where's the next closest guy?
There, he's probably 15 feet away in the middle aisle. That's where 3 of them are.
Okay.
And they were kind of coming up to join him when Greg came out. And then there's the guy by the door with Greg.
I think Operly's gonna go not for the guy closest to us, but the next one.
Run past him.
Yeah, if that's doable.
That is doable.
Okay.
He can skitter out.
Operly springs into action using his training as a dog.
German starts screaming, CTHULHU!
So I need to. It's agility and fighting.
Agility and fighting.
Okay, so it's his agility and fighting. His agility's 11, so he's a nimble little feller.
He's a dog.
Yeah, his fighting is 2, so my target's 13 here.
Fighting's better
He's the
than us
better-
than Private Dan Gregg.
He's a dog. So he only has 1 attack, bite.
Sure.
So here we go.
He has bite and trench knife.
Capoeira. All right.
Dog was trained by Steven Seagal.
God. 13 is my target. 17 and a 15.
God damn it!
We're doing
Nice.
great. I
Hey,
at least
nice.
feel better
Hey,
that we've all failed.
Operly also has fortune, so I'm using one of them.
Use it.
15 and a 15. Jesus.
You guys are killing it.
killing ourselves.
So the dog runs out, slams into this dude. It's just biting on his gas mask.
Oh, God.
Oh no!
And the guy stumbles back, just trying to get his weapon.
What a shitty dog. Back to the shelter with you, boy. And they euthanize you within 2 days in the 40s.
48 hours.
Just immediately.
Yeah.
So one of the troopers next to the door raises his MP40 and is shooting at Greg. 5 and an 8
Oh, boy. What was your target?
for shooting 11. So
Oh, boy.
So you got 2 successes. 2, discard 6. Yeah, so there's this spray of bullets. Austin, you're going to take 1, 3, 4 stress.
Oh my god. So then I have maxed out my stress.
So is he just riddled with bullets, but just not hitting any major
And-
organs?
Well, my stress track got filled up,
1 injury.
and I'm taking additional stress on top of that.
2 injuries.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
So
Whoever the commanding officer of this mission is probably thinking, should have sent the Marx Brothers.
So you've been shot twice,
Severely.
severely, multiple times.
It's a solid bit that Austin does. I think.
Yeah.
We'll just say riddled with bullets, and that's that's equal to 2 stress. Corey, it's Sarah's turn.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, would you like him to do more?
I just didn't know what happened.
No, you just been shot. Yeah, like you don't die until 3.
Where is he shot?
Okay.
Riddled.
Riddled with
Oh,
bullets.
riddled. Okay.
So,
Okay, Sarah's going after the guy closest,
okay.
the guy that discovered them. Using her boomerang,
Of course.
Jesus.
try to pin the guy. She's going to take the boomerang and in both hands kind of hold it outwards, like with the elbow. What is that? Is it called the elbow of the boomerang?
no idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Point?
It's
The point?
Yeah, the point of it to pin the guy's throat up against a some kind of pole in the barn or something.
Okay. To
That sounds fun,
incapacitate
right?
him or
Yeah.
just
Yeah, murder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rarely hear boomerang and murder in the same thought.
Agility and fighting. Her agility is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Her fighting is 4. So, in theory, this should be easy. 14 is my target. 16 and a 15.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
All right, she's using a fortune.
Good call.
God damn, man. All right, here we go.
17 and a 20.
Everybody pray. 3 and a 4.
There you go.
And her fighting, she does have a focus of close quarters, and hand to hand, which I think applies.
It does.
So, which is her fighting's a 4, so one of those is a crit.
No,
both of them are.
I was
'cause
going to
it's a 4.
say,
Yeah.
you got 4 successes.
Hell yeah.
So, of course, we all know how momentum works.
I just need one success.
You just need 1 success. So
Right.
one of those is spent. So essentially you have 3 momentum that you could spend immediately, and you can spend it on bonus damage.
Okay, I will do that then.
Because you want to... These guys have 5 hit points.
Okay, gotcha. All right, here we go, fellas. Got a 1, a 4, a 6, a 1, and a 5.
So you're looking, discard any 3s and 4s,
Okay, just 1 4.
and count up. Yes, 1 is 1, 5 is 1, 6 is 1.
Yeah, so 4 altogether.
But 5 and 6 are also effects.
What qualities does the boomerang have on it?
Stun.
So essentially, you're going to do. So you'll do 4 damage and stun him, and he's out. He can't take another action. He can't do anything next turn.
Okay.
So do you want to describe how this looks?
Yeah, she basically, like one of the poles to the stall, she slams the boomerang up against his neck and, like, at his throat and pins him up against the pole. And he's like, this is stunning. Yeah.
Oh, this is stunning. So there's 2 troopers that are not acted. One is turning around, peering in the darkness, looking for wherever that arrow came from. And he fails to do that.
They just assume the truck is shooting arrows at him.
Yeah. He's like,
the arrow truck!
the other turns and shoots at Sarah with his MP40.
Kill the truck!
Thank God.
Oh, no, that guy is bound up with the dog. So he's pushing the dog back,
Oh, no.
and he's drawing his Luger. Oh, 17 and a 20.
Oh,
So that's a complication. So I'm
He's
just gonna,
allergic to dogs. His eyes well up with water.
I'll just give you guys a momentum.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And that is the first round of combat. So which of you wants to go first? Sven is still hidden.
Get him, Sven.
So the situation, to recap, Sarah has one of them pinned against the pole. That guy is not acting this round. Operly was just shot at, but the shots went wide. There's 2 focused on Dan, who's riddled with bullets, and another looking for Sven.
And there's a thunderstorm happening.
There's
correct?
a thunderstorm outside, rain coming down in sheets.
Sven is going to call down the hammer of Thor.
Yes!
Sweet.
Thank you.
What does that do?
The Weaver draws on the mystical rune of Thurisaz, long associated with the legendary god of thunder, and calls forth the power of his hammer Mjolnir to strike the enemy with devastating thunderbolts and lightning.
Fucking
Nice.
A.
Very, very frightening.
Nice.
Winds rise, storm clouds gather, and electrical energy surges from the spell seer to strike their target, causing enormous damage both to it and those close by.
You know what lightning
Okay.
does to a German? Same thing it does to everything else.
The skill is fighting.
Gotcha.
It's a difficulty 2.
Okay.
The cost is 3 stress drain. It says piercing 1.
Yeah, it's basically I roll 3 challenge die, and those may or may not be. It applies as stress, no matter if the spell's successful or not.
Right, because imagine calling down the hammer of Thor takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And let's see, the duration is instant. It's an attack spell. The spell targets a single enemy or object within medium range and inflicts power plus 4 stress damage upon its target with the area effect.
Yeah, so I'll say you could get 3 of them. You could get the 2 guys at the front that are focused on Greg and the guy that backed up away from Operly, because they're kind of in a little group.
Okay, and Sven's insight is a 10, and it's also a fighting spell, so his fighting is 1. So
11.
And I roll 2 die, correct?
Yeah, but I'm going to give you some free momentum because there's already a storm,
Yeah.
and this is a storm created by magic, arcane power, so it's already charged, so you can roll double your dice.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Rare bit of charity from Kyle. All right, my target was 11. I rolled a 14, then a 6, a 5, and an 8.
Well, how many successes did you need?
2.
2. So you extra momentum, unless you want to add to the damage.
I'll take an extra momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the cost is 3.
Yes.
So it's 1 stress. What's your courage? Which it's vicious,
My courage is 2.
so it's going to soak it anyway. So you don't take any. You don't take any stress. Roll your and the damage is equal to power, right?
So what am I rolling?
46, right? You said it was 4 damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 4d6.
2 4s and a 3
Yeah, it's rough.
and a 2.
So 2 damage. These guys have armor too, so they will all soak that. But you have fortune. You can re-roll dice, including challenge dice. So you could re-roll those 2 4s and the 3.
Yep, I'm going to spend a fortune.
There we go. That's
That's
better.
a 3, a 1, and a 6. So that's 3.
So yeah, so you're gonna do 4 damage to these guys. Yeah, give us what's this look like?
Sven, who is hiding behind the truck, leaps up onto the truck's hood. He raises both of his arms up into the sky and says, "In the name of King Haakon the Seventh,
What?
Let's say he was the king of Norway during World War II.
No, I figured that's what it was. I just,
I call upon the strength of thunder and lightning. God Thor, give me the strength. And the lightning comes down through the barn into his hands, and he thrusts his hands out forward, and lightning shoots into all of the targets.
now, there are 2 momentum, so you could spend 2 momentum and stun all these 3 guys.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, get him.
Yeah, so these 3 SS Black Sun troopers are knocked off their feet. Their clothes are smoking. One guy, there's smoke coming out from under his gas mask. The other guy's cigarette is totally burned and useless. So for this round, 4 of the troopers are stunned.
Yeah.
So which one is still standing? The one wrestling?
I think the guy shooting
Oberly?
at you? Or the,
No, the one guy that was looking for Sven.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sven, on the hood of the truck, lowers his arms. He looks at all the stunned Nazis and says, Black Sun? More like Black Hole Sun. Get it?
Is that what he says?
That's what he says.
Yeah, you know.
So the man
He can see into the future. And
Can No, he totally
Seattle
can.
rock bands.
So the trooper that had been looking for Sven looks at the top of the truck, screaming something in German, which loosely translates, "Oh no, it's that fucking crazy Norwegian that hung all our guys." 8 and 4, 2 successes, so he's going to hit Sven.
Uh-oh.
No.
So what's he doing?
He's shooting him with an MP40.
That's all Nazis know, dude, is just shoot.
So 3 stress, Todd.
Yeah.
That is all the bad guys' turn.
Yeah. Greg pulls his shit together for a minute and pulls his 1911 out and looks around for something to shoot at.
Well, there's the guy that just shot. There's 3 other dudes that are kind of moaning and groaning in pain because they just got struck by lightning that blasted through the top of the barn. And then there's the guy pinned against the barn pole.
Yeah, boomeranged.
Yeah, so Greg's going to hurl himself at this last soldier and try to fire at his head. So that's coordination and fighting.
Yar.
All right, so then I'm trying to beat an 11.
Now, I'm going to say normally it's difficulty 1. I'm going to say yours is difficulty 2 because you are riddled with bullets and bleeding out.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's an 11 and 8 and an 18, so only 1 success.
So bullets blast all around this guy. He screams in German, stumbles backwards, and Corey, it's
Time for Operly.
Operly.
He's going a biting after the guy he originally went after.
Gotcha.
Yep. So agility and fighting, so 13. 17 and a 9. He does hit with his bite. It's 3 dice.
Okay.
4, a 5, and a 1.
So 2 stress.
Yep. So he munches down on this dude's arm, thrashing around. The guy starts screaming again because dog.
Yeah.
Corey.
Yes.
Sarah's turn. So the guy she has pinned is stunned. He can't do anything this round.
Yeah,
None of these guys can act anymore. This round, they'll be back.
Okay. While he's pinned, she's going to plunge her trench knife into his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I still need to roll to do this?
I'm going to say it's just difficulty 0 to hit these guys.
Okay.
While they're stunned.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they're stunned.
Okay, here comes a trench knife into your face. 19 and a fucking 14. What an awful... It says here she's a deadly commando. I'm not seeing it.
Now, that was... So I'm saying these guys are...
Wait, 14. Her target is a 14,
Yeah.
so I do get 1 success.
So I was saying these are difficulty 0, so actually you were just rolling to see if you generated momentum.
Okay. So I got
And-
1?
Yeah, and so Operly did too.
Good boy.
So roll your damage with your trench knife.
It's a 3. 2, 2, and a 2. That's good.
That's very good.
Yeah, feel free to describe how he is dispatched.
So she not only stabs him in the face, she repeatedly stabs him in the face. Just stab, 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 stab.
Nice.
Yeah, both eyes, nose, gets him in the cheek a couple times. It's not good.
Call me a fucking antipodian.
Yeah. I hate Nazis. I hate Nazis.
And that is the end of
His life.
round 2. And that guy's life. Todd?
The one active guy, are they still stunned this round? or-
Nobody's stunned this round.
Okay, Sven is, he's going to try old reliable bow and arrow again, and he's going to aim.
Who are you targeting? There's the guy who shot at you.
I'm going after that guy.
Okay. So Sven is going to Legolas off the truck.
Yes. He literally does a flip in the air and lands on his feet, simultaneously drawing his bow and arrow.
Perfect dismount.
Yes. And he aims it at the guy who just shot him. A coordination,
Gotcha.
which is a 9, and fighting, which is a 1. So my target is 10.
Right.
Oh, that's a 5 and an 8.
Pachow.
Nice.
Nice.
So you only need one, so you can add a momentum to damage, or you can store it.
Let's go ahead and store that momentum. 3 6-sided die for the damage. That's 2 1s and a 6.
Pachow.
Nice.
So 3 damage and effect of piercing. This guy's raising his MP40 to shoot at you again, and suddenly there's just an arrow, and it's just ah! He's still alive, stumbling backwards. He's gonna shoot at Sven. 17 and 3, so he gets 1. 3 stress, Todd. He shoots at you with his MP40. How many stress have you taken so far?
This will be 6.
Okay, and you're not at, but you haven't taken 5 in one hit, and you.
Sven can take a lot of stress.
Oh my gosh!
Private Dan Gregg has 7 for reference.
Oh, wow.
Sven can take up to 15 stress
Jesus.
before he's injured.
So Sven is Norwegian Simo Hayek, apparently.
Well, how many do you have, Corey?
More than you.
I'm sure.
13. For Sarah.
Wait, Austin.
So it's
You
not.
picked
So
the-
it's not that Sven is fucking some superhuman. It's that Greg is.
He's a weak man.
You picked the dude with like the
I mean,
lowest health.
Oprah has 5
He's a dog.
God.
You're a little stronger than a dog.
Slightly more resilient than a German Shepherd.
Jesus.
So when this bullet hits Sven, he just puts his he puts his bow down and he puts his hands on his hips and he just laughs like.
All right, so there's a metallic click, and all the soldiers and everyone turns around. I'm hesitant to make it this dramatic in case it turns out to be another impotent gesture, but all the soldiers turn, and Dan Gregg says, "Stop shooting at my magician."
Yeah.
Fires an entire clip from his Thompson
Okay, cool.
in a volley arc across the barn.
Yeah, so you can shoot at all these 3 guys that are arrayed around you that get hit by lightning.
Awesome.
Now you, so I'm assuming you're
Now
one.
you have to roll successes, so
you have to roll successes.
hold your praise till at the end.
They've all taken some damage from the lightning blast.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's another coordination and fighting. So 11. Okay, that's a 3 and an 18.
So you got 1 success, which you needed. Now what's the damage on the Thompson?
It is 5 effect. So
Nice.
I need 5 effect die.
So this will affect all 3 of the SS guys in front of you.
All right, it's a 2, a 2, a 3, a 3, and a 3. So
4 damage. With that damage right there, these guys will have taken 4 damage. If you spend your fortune and reroll and manage to inflict one more point of damage, all 3 of these guys will die.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that chance because I'm going to save a fortune for when we're at the Nazi house.
Now let me put it this way: if these guys don't die, they will all act this round.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll spend that last fortune if it just means we can at least move on to the next stage of the adventure, hopefully. So, yeah, I'll spend that last fortune and re-roll those 3 3s.
Well, hey, you guys are the ones that have sucked the first round, dragged this out.
Oh, yeah, I just mean us surviving to the next stage.
I could give a fuck about any of us. I just want Oprah Lee to be okay.
Yeah, right. Everybody, yeah, we put a dog in there. Like, fuck those guys.
I'm
mean,
sure
the
our
dog
listeners,
okay?
the listeners feel
Yeah.
the same way.
I mean,
sure.
the biggest threat for Oprah Lee is his undiagnosed heart arrhythmia.
Oh no!
Kyle's the GM.
Oh my god! This is getting sad. All of a sudden. The fucking.
Of course, I'm kidding. The dog is fine.
And just when I thought Cthulhu was the biggest threat, it's like the Marley and Me plot kicks in. God.
All right, so I'm re-rolling these 3 stress die.
Okay. Oh yeah, there you go.
Got it.
Okay, so there's another total of 3 damage.
So what's its what?
Oh, and actually, that's a total of 4 damage with an effect.
Yeah, what's it look like here, Austin? Describe it.
Everybody freezes mid-combat, and Greg finally gets fed up with how fucking weak he is. And
As we all are.
Yeah.
and just racks the slide on his Thompson and just fires it in an arc far too long, like long after the dudes are dead. And like it chops up the Nazis, and they all fall dead, and he's still firing until it just clicks empty.
It's like Inglourious Bastards. You're just unloading into Hitler's face.
Yeah, there's this mist of blood that's now spreading across the barn. Spent shell casing are just tumbling to the ground.
Oh, by the way, guys, remember, we're trying to be quiet.
Yeah. Like 10 miles away, there's some Frenchman going like, hey, this is a crazy storm.
All the other Nazis are like, this thunder is crazy.
This storm sounds exactly like someone shooting a Thompson. I hate that kind of thunder.
Dead Nazis are awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Sven looks at Dan when he finally empties his clip and stops firing and says, "Ha, very steely of you, Dan."
So
He's making all these musical references for decades in the future.
You can see it through the future.
Yes.
Greg lets the Thompson fall limp at his side and looks over at his friends and says, can somebody please help me?
Oprah licks your wounds.
So the final Nazi drops his MP40 and runs into the darkness of the barn, and Operly surges after him, and we just hear this crunch. And Operly comes back with a hand in
Blood
his
dripping
mouth.
from his jowls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah looks to Operly. Good job, boy. And Operly says,
I apologize in advance for the lipstick, but I'm very excited about killing Nazis.
Sven looks at his two friends and says, "Lutefisk, anyone? Lutefisk? I have lutefisk." And he just pulls out a fish and starts eating it.
fucking herring.
It's a pickled herring in a jar.
Eating it out of the wrapping paper.
Yeah.
So let me.
I will share. You are the lutefisk.
I'm going to turn to the page on injury. Healing injuries. This seems relevant. Injuries cannot be removed easily.
Well,
They can when you have a magician.
do you have a magical healing thing?
I do.
Get
Oh
him.
my God.
What do you got, Todd?
I have the Blessing of Ire. Ire, the Norse goddess and Valkyrie's name. And Valkyrie's name means help or mercy, and her runic aspect is expressed through the rune Lagus, a manifestation of healing and renewal. Using this powerful runic incantation, the Rune Weaver draws a portion of Ire's healing skills, restoring the wounded and even raising those who have fallen so they may renew the fight. The skill is medicine. It's a difficulty of 3. The cost is 4 stress.
And we do have 3 momentum you can use, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the duration is instant. It's a ward spell. The spell immediately removes stress equal to the caster's power from all allies within close range. In addition, any defeated allies within close range immediately recover.
Jesus.
Sven can raise you from the dead.
He's the Norwegian Jesus.
Norwegians.
Norwegians.
It is difficulty 3, so you probably want to spend one of those momentum on the roll because you need 3 successes.
What's your target number?
My target is 10. I'm rolling 3 die, correct? Spending a momentum.
If you're spending one of the momentum, yeah.
14, 15, and 8. So I got 1 success.
You got 1 success.
So nothing happens. And Greg kind of shakes his head.
Sven just gives him a back rub.
yeah. With fish oil all over his hands.
Great. I got holes all in me, and now I smell like fish.
So that's 3 stress, Todd.
All right.
What's your courage?
2.
So you only take 1.
So I have no effect on Austin's injuries whatsoever.
It wouldn't be an episode of this show if you did.
Now, because it is the end of a scene, everybody's going to get 1 stress removed.
I'm down to 0 stress. And Operly has no stress either.
So you guys find the milk truck. You get under it. Obviously, you found the milk truck. Sven was hiding behind it.
Yeah.
You move the grate under the milk truck, and you can see a tunnel descending down. There's a ladder. Oh, if you... sorry, I meant to bring this up before, but then Norwegian Jesus started going. If somebody tries to treat Greg's injuries with coordination and medicine, you can't get rid of the injuries, but you can prevent them from complicating any of his rolls.
Okay. I mean, I can try to do that because I've got coordination of 10 and medicine of 2.
I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we descend into the tunnels, Greg's just wrapping himself in tape.
Takes out his chewing gum and plugs the hole.
Do you have any medicinal equipment or anything like that?
No.
You don't have a first aid kit or...
I've got mechanics tools.
Stick a spanner in there.
Does
He just
anybody
starts hammering his...
Does anybody have first aid kits or anything like that?
Nope.
I have some fish.
All right.
All right. So how many successes do I need for that?
You need 2 successes
Okay.
to treat for each one. It's 2 separate rolls.
Okay. Oh, there's a 1
Yay.
and a 5.
Nice.
Wow.
Give me some momentum.
Success means 1 injury is treated, plus 1 additional injury per 2 momentum. So if you spend 2 momentum, are there 2 momentum there?
Yes,
you wouldn't
we
have
have
to
3.
roll again.
You guys cool with that?
Sure, have at it.
Yep.
All right. All right. So
he's
then I've
healed.
treated both injuries.
You just took some of the excess Nazi flesh and plugged it into the holes.
It was Sven's magic fingers that healed him.
Yes, of course.
Would Sarah like a back rub?
No, thank you there, Sven.
Puppy?
Oprah looks to Sarah.
The Norwegian is a foolish man.
So the 3 of you descend after Greg patches his wounds, and he's no longer afflicted by the injuries, meaning you still have the injuries, I'm pretty sure.
They just don't affect rolls.
They don't affect your rolls.
Good.
Because I think they only go away with time.
Okay.
The 3 of you descend into the tunnels beneath CTHULHU, and it is clear that these are very old, much older than would have been dug any time in the last century.
So I'm going to say, before we descended, Greg, for orientation purposes, noted where on his compass the chateau was, just so they'd know what general direction to head.
Good call, because you guys are going to have to make a navigation roll to find it in the
Okay.
tunnels.
Can Oprah use his smell to do this? Because he has a skill called Keen Senses, and it reduces the difficulty of skill tests to detect smells by 2. So can he sniff out magic Nazis?
Sure, he's a Section M dog.
Yeah.
Sure. So,
Hold on.
okay.
Also, Sven has a talent known as Bizarre Insight.
I'll say.
No more than once per scene, I can generate 1 threat to obtain information without passing a skill test, which basically means I could ask you which way we need to go
True.
if I want to generate a threat.
So you've got 2 options. Oprah could make a reason and survival test, difficulty 1 because of the sense of smell, to find it, or you generate a threat and you just find that you just go the right way.
I say we go with Oprah first and see if he's successful, and if not, then we have other options.
Okay.
That's true. You can always fall back on Sven's magic.
The dog has a reason of 5, which I think should be lower. It's a dog. And his survival is 2, so 7 is what I'm going for here. And he has a focus on his survival of tracking, so I could possibly crit.
Potentially.
Got a 6 and a 5, so 2 successes.
Good dog.
So you
Good
just
dog.
need 1, so there's a momentum.
Oprah looks to Sarah and communicates.
I smell Nazi ass.
All right, then.
The air is getting decidedly colder as Oprah leads you through these tunnels. Wisps of white mist slither like snakes, or perhaps tentacles around your feet. Soon you come to a recessed wooden door with no visible handle, but light shines through the cracks. Listening at it, you can hear voices somewhere in the distance. So it doesn't sound like there's people right on the other side of this barrier, but you can definitely hear talking coming from somewhere beyond.
Keeping his Thompson at the ready, Greg reaches out carefully and just tries to push open the door.
Make a brawn plus athletics check.
So that's just brawn.
Man,
Greg is terrible. I just want to point this out.
He is. He is. I really made a fatal error in picking this character.
what is Greg good at?
Mechanics.
Not even really. Like,
Oh, really?
Wait, no, you ever seen this dude change oil?
Oh, man.
It's amazing.
10 minutes fucking flat.
Yep.
I mean, Sven calling down the hammer of Thor is nothing compared to Dan rotating tires.
Yeah. You can summon gods. I can get the dipstick in on the first try.
Sometimes.
So I'm trying to beat a 7. Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The other one's a 17.
Okay.
Is you pushing?
Greg pushes this barrier forward, and once you get into this room, it's clear that what you were pushing was a secret door. It's a bookshelf that you pushed open.
Ooh.
And you're in this underground room. There's furniture and carpet, but it's all covered in white. It's clearly been closed down for some period. And there's a stairwell going up. Like, no, you can tell from how far you're down that the stair doesn't go all the way to the surface. It just goes to a different level underground. And that's the only exit from this room.
Well, guess we're going that way.
Yeah, and you can hear voices coming down that stairs.
Do they sound magical and Nazi-ish?
Yeah, it sounds like evil chanting.
Oh, boy.
Following that stairs, you quickly come to a trap door that does not appear to be locked.
Do we just go in guns blazing? Our goal is to murder, right?
Basically.
Yeah,
You're-
we're basically just clearing out a safe house.
You're supposed to essentially stop whatever it is that Smythe is doing.
Okay.
So I'm going to suggest that we take a minute to look around the room that we first entered into and see if there are any
Nice books.
spare fatigues or anything like that where we might disguise ourselves. Or
It doesn't look like anybody's been in this room in a long
okay.
time.
Like even disguise ourselves. Like,
Hey, let y'all put the white sheets and be like ghosts.
oh,
Put a
that'll
gas mask on the dog.
that'll spook them.
Austin is at his heart a spy. So if there's ever a chance in game to disguise himself, he's always for it.
Sven actually does. Sven actually grabs a white sheet and puts it over himself and cuts out 2 eye holes. So the trap, it's a trap door. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's on, like, we're coming up out of a basement.
You're coming up
basically.
out of yeah.
Sven, since he's disguised as a ghost, is just gonna like lift up on it and see if he can get a peek on what's going on up there.
Okay. Sven pokes his head up out of the trapdoor and finds himself in a small anteroom of a larger chamber. The larger room into which he's looking is circular, with an altar near the far wall, a single closed door on the left, and 6 supporting columns that could provide a degree of cover while reaching up to the ceiling. On each column is a civilian tied up. As he takes in their appearance, he can see they've been beaten. They're crying and screaming in fear at something on the altar, which from where Sven is just looks like a mass of red gore and body parts. On the other side of the altar, a glowing phosphorescent light surrounds SS Standartenführer Roscoff Smythe. 4 Black Sun novices attend him, and in the center of the room is a standing to one side, actually, not directly in the center, is a bizarre creature with fearsome claws and a slathering tongue instead of a head.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Dark clouds are forming in the air above the columns as the chanting of the novices brings something into existence.
Something other than the tongue monster.
Oh, yeah. That guy's just hanging out.
Oh, okay. From what Sven can see, are these like soldiers or are these just kind of like
Yeah.
priests or something?
So Black Sun novices are, they're in the Black Sun. They're not necessarily soldiers. They're the academics, the
okay.
learned men.
Fucking nerds.
Now, they're still uniformed, but they're not.
Right. Are they armed?
Yeah. Lugers.
Oh, great.
They're probably not as nasty as the troopers.
Sure.
So has anyone noticed us yet?
No, it's just Sven right now. No, there's a lot going on. There's a lot drawing their attention.
A little bit.
So Sven gives a very detailed account of what's going on up there.
Well, Greg, you want to hotwire that milk truck and get us home?
The tunnel's almost finished, right?
Yeah.
I promise I can probably do it.
Okay.
I'm
Such a good mechanic. I could probably do it.
I'm telling you guys, it's going to take more than just weapons. It's going to take weapons and lots of magic.
Well, we got a dog.
Does anyone else know magic?
I'm still not completely convinced magic exists.
Hey, well, my friend, you should poke your head up through
Why?
that trapdoor and see what's going on up there.
I'm thinking I could use some of this demolition charge on that altar. If somebody wants to take on the tongue monster, could somebody maybe see about the civilians? Do we care about freeing the civilians?
Nope.
We can always free them after we've killed everything
They have
else.
French.
All right, so guns blazing.
I want to kill people.
Who's first out the door?
Not Greg.
I mean,
Sven is gonna once again open the trap door in his ghost sheet.
And as they begin summoning something, up rises Sven, covered in his sheet.
okay, who mispronounced the chant?
One of the novices grabs some. Herr Standartenführer, I just came up to the door.
He's gonna take his Mills bomb, which is a fancy word for hand grenade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna roll it in the direction of Smythe and the novices.
you're just being overt. You're not trying to be sneaky. You're not trying to stealth him.
Well, I mean, he's not
He's
fully
wearing
out.
a sheet. That's pretty stealthy.
I'm not fully out of the trap door. I just like kind of open it and see where they are and roll the hand grenade toward
I do
them.
just like to picture this, like what looks like a sheeted ghost, like just standing for a moment, and then out from under the sheet just rolls this hand grenade toward the altar.
Right. Well, he can just kind of open the door a little bit and roll the.
That's what I'm
grenade.
doing. Yeah.
Right
Okay.
on.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, so I will say that is initiative. Todd is going first.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be coordination. I believe, without looking it up, I believe it would be coordination plus athletics to throw a grenade.
Okay.
I
Well,
trust you, Kyle.
You should.
Thank you.
Strangely enough, Sven has no athletics. However, he does have a 9 coordination.
Well, that's not bad.
What? The Norwegians are known athletes.
Right?
Just
Now,
killing
there's-
it at the Olympics every time.
There's momentum. Do you want to spend any?
I will spend 1 momentum for an extra die. Or is it 2?
One momentum is one extra.
Okay.
Two momentum is a second.
All right. So I have 3 die. My target is 9.
And you just need one success.
19, a 15, and a 3.
Yay.
All right.
Okay, roll the damage on the grenade.
It is a 6.
6 dice, huh?
Yeah. There's a 3 and a 4. Okay. Then there's 2 1s and 2 5s.
So that's 4 damage. What's the effect on the grenade?
Yeah, stun and area.
Yeah, so you can activate both effects. So there's chanting. We just see the trapdoors drop shut, and then we just see this rolling vroom, vroom, vroom across the room. This grenade just slowly rolling, and it stops at one of the novices' feet. Was ist los? Huge explosion, screaming, chunks of uniform flying. The altar shelters Smythe most of the way, but obviously their chanting falters, and the swirling mist at the top starts to dissipate a bit. Someone yells something in German, which roughly translates as to, "It had to be that ghost in the trap door." Nazi turn, the servitor of Nyarlathotep.
Of course.
Okay.
The giant slavering thing comes stomping over to the trap door, and it's going to attack Sven.
Oh no!
There's this breaking and smashing sound as these 2 massive paws come crushing through the trap door, grab Sven. So 4 stress total.
So he's holding Sven,
Just for color.
Oh, okay.
It's not, he's not,
and he looks into his beautiful blue eyes, and like a King Kong moment happens where starts
Oh.
petting his blonde hair.
Actually, you guys all need to make.
Oh, because we're looking at it. I'm
Yeah,
sure
you're
we
looking
just
at
go
this
fucking
up
insane.
close at this nightmare, this writhing, grotesque shock trooper. First time you see that, yeah, everybody needs to make will resilience. Difficulty 1.
Okay, Sven's will is 9 and his resilience is 4, so his target is a 13.
Yo.
2 16s.
Nice. So, 1 stress from piercing. Austin, what's your target?
Unsurprisingly, Greg has no resilience. So
What does he have?
It's-
Like, this is absurd.
it's just my will. So I'm trying to beat a 7. So I'm going to spend the momentum.
I just want to point out, like, every time you
Nice.
tell us what your numbers are, the dog usually has higher numbers.
I don't understand.
Is there momentum left?
There's
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it. It's behind the Evan Williams bottle.
Sponsored by Barrel and Bond.
Thanks, Barrel and
100
Bond.
Broadway, Paducah, Kentucky.
Thanks
All
for
right.
the booze.
So yeah, I'm spending that momentum and getting an extra die because I'm literally, if I get 1 stress, it fills up my meter and I take another injury, which will be my 3rd. Ew, it's a 15 and 8. Oh my god, I got a 6.
Yay.
Dang. Well, which is 1 success, which is what you need. So, Corey, what's your target number?
Will and resilience for Sarah is a total of 10. She got a 9 and a 10.
Yeah, this is gross and
Oh,
weird.
so that's a momentum.
That's true.
We see
That's what-
these all over in the outback.
Yeah, this is nothing compared to whatever nightmare creatures are in Australia.
Yeah, it just looks like a big weird croc with a shirt on. So I got 2 successes. I can get a momentum.
Yeah,
right? I got-
yeah, that's
slap,
right.
Slap this one on there.
Let me just say, as horrible as this creature is, Sven sees much more horrible things in his dreams at night.
Yeah, Sven's happy-go-lucky, but at nighttime it's bad. Like just constant horrors.
So, Sarah or Greg or Oberly?
Okay, so Sarah's gonna bust into the room.
All right.
The monster's right at the top of the stairs. He pulled Sven out, right? And
Yeah,
slashed
he's
at him.
right there.
Okay.
Don't worry about me, fellas. It's just like we're dancing.
Oh, okay. Okay, she's running up the stairs into the room
Okay.
with her Thompson machine gun ablazing.
Okay.
She's going to shoot at, I guess, the monster. He's right there.
He is big. He is right there.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to shoot with her Thompson machine gun at him. For a ranged attack, it's my coordination and fighting, which is coordination is 9. Fighting is a 4, so 13.
Wow.
And she does have a focus in close quarters, which I think that kind of...
Yeah.
Okay,
You're real close. This room ain't big.
cool. So under a 4 is a crit?
That's right.
Cool. A 3 and a 3, motherfucker.
Kick ass.
Nice. So 4 successes.
Yay.
You just need 1 to hit. You have 3
momentum.
more. You can make 3 momentum. You could spend it on damage.
I want to spend it on damage,
That's good because there's a lot of armor.
I would imagine. Tongue is a tough muscle.
So what's the base damage on the Thompson? Is it 5?
4.
4? So 7 damage.
Okay. So with the extra damage, that's 2 extra dice in addition to the 4?
Well, if you used all 3 momentum, it's 3 extra.
Okay, cool.
So you have 7 dice, right?
Yep. Okay, I got 3 4s, got a 5, 2 3s, and a 6, so not that great.
Do you want to spend any fortune to reroll those damage?
Sure.
So save the ones that hit stuff.
3 4s and a 2, so... Oh, and a 6. Yeah.
So 2 6s, a 2, and a 5?
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
Yep.
So Sarah lights in this thing with the Thompson, opening up full automatic, huge burst of gunfire. Bullets slam into this thing. There's some oily black blood leaking from its wounds, but otherwise it just basically ignored that and is still focused on Sven.
Cool.
It doesn't seem that injured. At the far end of the room, Smythe is screaming in German at the novices, and they all begin chanting again. So they all begin chanting again, and the mass on the ceiling starts to solidify and gyrate and regain some of its physicality. The 6 civilians that are tied to these columns start screaming, gnashing their teeth, tossing their heads back and forth, and each of them look up to this mass, and it looks like their internal organs, intestines are ripped out of their mouths, flung up into the ceiling to add to this creature that's forming. There's blood now raining down. And Smythe, Yavor! God.
Colin, what is wrong with you? How did this happen?
I watched a lot of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Austin, it's your turn.
All right.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Greg's starting to believe in magic real fucking quick.
Good.
And seeing this, he is honestly more concerned with what's happening with the altar.
Wise.
And Greg turns his attention to the altar, and I want to fire another clip-long volley at the novices and the officer standing at the altar.
Salvo?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to spend a momentum and get an extra die.
Okay. What's your target number for this?
Coordination and fighting, so 11. There's a 1, a 5, and a 19. So 3 successes.
Yay.
Okay.
Just needed the 1, right?
Yeah, so 2 momentum.
And I assume you're going with area attack.
Yes.
And you need 5d6.
All right, a 1, 2, 2 5s, and a 3. So
Pretty good.
total of 5 damage with 2 effects. So area
Yeah.
and stun.
Total damage is 5.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they will each take 5 damage. So, I mean, the stun is irrelevant as far as the novices go, because you can just describe how they're all dead.
Okay. Greg just levels that Thompson and just sprays it in a wide arc across the altar and mows down all of the novices. And he looks around to see where Roscoff Smythe has gotten to.
Smythe ducks back behind the altar. He did take some hits, still up. The novices are cut down, screaming. One of them, I have children! But his bullet goes through his brain. They're all dead.
I have children. Should have thought about that before you started summoning tongue things.
It's Oberle's turn.
Okay, Operly is going to burst from the trapdoor. He's going to run at Roscoff Smythe
Okay.
and give him a old bite.
Oh, no.
Yep, right in the old crotch.
He does not like that.
Good dog.
So agility and fighting. His agility is an 11. His fighting is 2, so 13 is my target here. Got a 1 and a 4.
Fuck yeah.
Killing the rolls on
Man,
this
we
one.
started off slow, but we're killing it now.
We're just better against magic things. Regular Nazis. So his bite is 3 dice. I'm going to use those 2 extra momentum as extra damage on Roscoff Smythe. Yeah, so 5 damage altogether on his biting. 3 5s and a 6.
I just want to say, this is the coolest Greg has ever felt, having fired that spray of bullets from the Thompson and then the dog running from behind him like they're best friends.
You are not my friend.
Oh,
Greg actually hears it in his head.
You have no skills to speak of.
so how much?
4.
Well, in that case, Operly sprints up from the stairs, runs around the servitor of Nylarthotep, sprints through Greg's legs, leaps over. There's this majestic arc as it goes over the altar. And Smythe stands up with his Luger. Ha! Oh, my God! And it Operly slams into him. There's this tumble, this squelching, ripping sound, and Operly jumps up with a head in her jaws.
Yes!
Good dog.
Oberly's a boy. He has lipstick.
His jaws.
It's canon. Yeah.
The
Hell
dog
yeah.
slew Roscoff Smythe.
Nice. All right, now what?
The magic fades. Now it's just entrails spilling from the ceiling all over Greg.
Quick, Sven, use your healing magic.
The servitor is still active. And Sven, it's your turn. Or actually, it's the top of the next round. Any of you could go first.
We could just bail at this point.
You could bail.
We accomplished our mission.
Yeah.
The servitor is really, really nasty.
And we're good at running.
So who wants to go first? It's you guys' turn. Smythe is dead. The novices are dead. Civilians, sadly dead. Not
So-
your fault.
Sarah runs for the door.
Sarah runs.
Yeah, to get the fuck. Oi! Openly, come on.
Sounds good.
Operly and Sarah are running. So the servitor is going to try to rip Sven in half.
Yeah, okay.
A 15 and a
goodness.
7. 3 stress, Todd.
Greg places a wad of demolition charge, the frame of the trap door after Sarah hurtles down it. Can he put like a fuse?
Well, yeah. What's your demolition?
I've got 1.5 pounds of demolition charge.
No, like your skill.
Oh, I'm sure I don't have it. Hey, look.
It's probably like mechanic. What is the skill for demolition? I'm assuming it's like mechanics or something.
I have an engineering skill. Oh, yeah, engineering with a focus of explosives.
Yeah.
All right, so then I'm trying to beat a 13. I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum and get an extra die. Because what I want to do is basically set a timed charge to where if Sven wants to disengage Todd, we can try to make our escape, and as the monster tries to chase us, it gets blown up.
Yeah, you're blocking the exit.
Yeah.
We'll say difficulty 2.
Oh, there's a 1.
Yay.
So 3 successes.
And a 10, so I'm going to give us a momentum.
Greg, well, you can describe it. What's
Okay.
this look like?
So he gets this, basically this, wad of C4 and lights this fuse and then shouts, "Sven, 10 seconds!" And then hurtles down the trap door after Sarah.
You fucked up because Sven doesn't tell time like the rest of Norwegians use a totally different measurement of time.
Yeah, Sven's response to that is, "So you're saying I have time to get all the Nazi bodies and hang them from trees?"
10 seconds in Norway. It's
I'm
3.5
saying
years.
you want to follow us as fast as possible.
Sven darts over to the altar and grabs, what's the bad guy's name?
Roscoff Smythe.
Smythe.
And grabs Smythe's head, puts it under his arm like a football, and then runs and dives out the trapdoor. I have to hang something from a tree.
Sven runs up, grabs Smythe's head, and while he's there, he notices a dark presence emanating from a large book on the altar. It's inscribed with occult sigils, and its ancient bindings appear to be made from human leather. Sven recognizes this as the dread Azaeus Daemonicum, a tome used to summon powers of the outer dark.
He grabs that too.
Okay. So you get Smythe's head,
I got Smythe's head in one arm, and
the
he's got
Azaeus Daemonicum.
the Demonicum in the other arm, and he runs to the trapdoor.
Okay. We cut to the village of St. Sumac. It's the middle of the night. There's this muffled explosion. Glass shatters out of the front of the chateau. Nazi troopers start running everywhere. An alarm starts going off. In a milk barn, haggard and covered in dust, are heroes
And
crawling out.
blood and entrails.
Blood
I
and
was
entrails,
at.
yeah, come crawling out. They stagger out of the back of the milk barn. Then a French lorry comes skidding to a halt, and Jean-Paul gesticulating in French. The 3 of them tumble in, cover themselves in straw, and are hidden as Jean-Paul speeds out of the village of Saint-Sumac.
Sean Paul's first question is, why is Fend wearing a sheet?
And that is the end of a quick trip to France.
Oh, yay,
No.
we did it.
yeah.
We survived.
Wow.
Fucking won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good at games.
I survived.
Yeah, so did Operly.
Yeah. Well, good job, guys. That was a quick trip to France.
Yay.
Part of Achtung Cthulhu TD20 from Modifius. What
Yeah.
did you guys think?
It was a fun game.
I really like this one.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah.
Killing Nazis and dogs.
I mean, yeah.
Best game I've ever played.
Is this the first game we've had with a dog in it?
Surely. No, it's fun. I mean, it helped to be familiar with the rule. It's pretty close to the Dune rule, so that helped.
Pretty close,
A
yeah.
little different, but
2D20 is my favorite system.
More action packed than Dune, obviously,
For
which
sure.
is more of
Very
an
much, yeah.
intrigue game. This is just fighting.
yeah, and I enjoy fighting.
I like killing Nazis.
Yeah.
And even the new stuff that we came across did not take long to kind of adapt to and
Sure.
learn the rules of.
No, going after the novices and the Smythe first. That's the correct move. Focusing on the servitor is a fool's errand.
It's a tongue monster.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got enough sense.
yeah. So we'll probably play Achtung Cthulhu again in the future, not immediately, but I think we're either going to do something longer with this, or we may just drop in episodes like we did with Star
I was going
Wars.
to say this one would be a great episodic, like our
Yes,
Star Wars
I think so.
adventures.
But so thanks to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond.
Thank you, Barrel and Bond.
We love you.
Great bourbon.
Great bourbon.
Yeah, they let you go bottomless in there too.
Fantastic. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. I was bottomless in there last week.
Yep. And thanks to all our Patreon members.
Yes, thank you, Patreonites.
But we'll be back next week with more game fun things.
Yep. And as always, you can follow us on all the social media.
Yes, please.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
Six, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6